All right, so I've been watching a lot of videos, and people, I feel sometimes they're overkilling it when it comes to building things, and especially now for this specific project, we want to hang out clothing outside for as long as we can. Obviously, the summer is coming. We are gonna have some rainy days. We're gonna have some really good days. So we are gonna be hanging our clothes mostly in the summer, hopefully outside. So I started searching things up, and I found things online ready for like up to actually $100, and one of them was like $70, and it was only like one metal kind of like T-post type thing, and you have to kind of like attach it to something that already pre-exists. And if you want to buy two of those, it's like 120, I think 130, something like that. And then I saw other people kind of like building their own, and I felt they were kind of like overspending when it comes to building. So I just wanted to share this video. Obviously, this is not finished product. I'm still working on it, but I just figured, why not? Let me shoot a video kind of like as I'm working, so I can explain how I did things. So these are 4x4s, the top one and the bottom one. They're actually 6 feet long. I bought them, and they're like about $14 from Lowe's. Of course, you can buy them from anywhere you want. And what I did is I took one of them and I cut it in half. So it gave me 3 feet on this side and 3 on the other side. So, and then it took each of the other two. So I bought 3 altogether. And I dug about 1 foot deep. And of course, I have my cement. It's still wet. Actually, I just finished putting it. If you see it, it's down there. And what I did is actually I already have these bricks kind of like sitting around. I do have another project that I'm actually going to be working on. So what I did is, like, since that project I haven't started yet, or actually haven't started working with the cement on that one, I figured, you know what, let me actually use these guys to keep my posts up steady and leveled until the cement dries. And what I did, so other people kind of like, they'll bring like a piece of wood from here to kind of like, down to this one, and then the same thing with the other side. Honestly, I feel these pieces of metal, this is actually pretty thick if you see it. This is not really that thick, but hey, I mean, with the holes that I have here and the screws, it's pretty steady. I mean, you gotta be hanging, I don't know, God knows what, to actually bring this thing down. So, and if honestly the cement is holding, these guys should be holding. So that's my theory. I haven't tested it yet, but honestly, I strongly believe that it's gonna work. So what I did is I put a lot of screws. Of course, I'm gonna spray paint this, so it's not gonna look as bad as it looks right now. So I kind of like use the screws here. I didn't, of course, use the screws in all the holes. I didn't think that it's needed. You might feel that you want to do that. You know what? It's up to you. And these guys, I think they're the most important part. These are the ones that I feel are replacing my other pieces of wood that would actually come down here. Of course, it would look nicer, but I'm not really looking to make it look that nice. I think once I spray paint it, it's going to look nice enough. And then what I did is, so this is 3 feet. So what I did is I got 2 inches from this side. So that's my first hole. And then I went 5, 5, and of course I have the center here. I felt, you know what, I'm not going to lose this because it's going to be a lot of space between this guy and this guy. And I felt, you know what, I'm just actually going to put something in the center here. And then I did the same thing with this side. And of course, for every hole that I actually make here, I make it on the opposite side. Now, for the ropes, I did actually order on Amazon, and I might probably cancel those because it was, I think, $6 for 100 feet. But I went to actually dollar store, and the ones they have are pretty solid. So what I'm gonna do, and I bought 3 of those, and they're like 40 feet each. And actually, the distance I mentioned I forgot to mention, the distance between this guy and that one, between this one and that one, is about 16 feet. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 multiplied by 16, and I bought 3 of those guys of 40 feet. I think that will do the job. So what I'm gonna do is actually, the reason I have these holes here, I was actually gonna buy the hooks and kind of like, fasten them, and then kind of like, make the connection. I'm like, No, that's money, right? So I'm going to save the money. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run them through, and then I'm going to tie the rope at the end here, right? And then I'm going to run it on the other end. I'm going to fasten it, and then the same thing. I'm going to run it through, and then I'm going to tie that on the other side, and I think it will do the job, and that will save me money too. So, and these pieces, I think the metal pieces are, I would say, $1 something. I think these are 98 cents, and these are the dollar, not even $2 if I'm not mistaken. So if you do the math, let's say $15 for each one of these guys, that's $45. For the sake of the math, let's say these guys will add to $10, and the cement is about for like, I think, $5. So 45 and the 5, that's 50, so it's about $60 for this thing. And I think, and again, dollar store thing is $3. Yes, I mean, it is a cost, but honestly, and it took me, between cutting, drilling, and all that, I would say probably half an hour max. I do have power drills, so some of you guys might struggle if you don't have a power drill. The tools, I've always believed, they're like, half of the job. And again, I just cut only one piece. I didn't have to do much. I think it's gonna look amazing. It is gonna do its job. And we don't have a lot of clothing to be hung at any given time. But even if that is the case, you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 multiplied by 16 of space that actually I could be hanging my clothing. Now, one thing before I actually conclude, the height. So these guys are 6 feet, and if you're digging 1 foot down, you're leaving yourself with pretty much 5 feet above the ground. I think it's reasonable. I am 6'4" myself, and I feel it's right at my level. Working with it. Again, if you're a little bit shorter than me, my family members are also pretty tall. I'm the tallest one, but hey, I think this is a reasonable height. You want to lower yours a little bit, that's fine. Keep in mind, you're going to be also hanging your blankets, your sheets, and things that are actually a little bit longer than let's say you would want them if you're keeping your thing a little bit shorter. So I think 5 feet, and you're adding like 4 inches. If you're not digging a foot down, maybe you're finding yourself with I don't know, 5.5. Even with that, I still think it's pretty reasonable, and it's pretty good height. So that's it for this video. Please don't mind the mess. We're still kind of like figuring out different projects before we do cleaning. We do actually have the back there as part of the cleaning. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll try to upload other projects that I've been working on, hopefully to be able to share, and so people can save money. All right, thank you.